Could you explain the importance and relevance of having laboratory and semi-pilot test rigs? And what is the scale-up like?
So GoldOre has invested over the years, and it's taken years for us to develop this. We've spent quite a lot of time, effort, and money towards building really small test rigs. Now, it's easy to build something that is large. It's almost like counterintuitive. To build something big, it's easy. The machining is easy, and putting it together is easy. But when you start scaling down to like the smallest test rig we have, the laboratory-sized test rig, we have venturis in there that are 2 to 3 millimeters in diameter. So it's real precision machining that you need to do to get those venturis manufactured correctly and accurately, because it still needs to be to scale. It can be small, yes, but remember, it's still a fully functional MACH reactor, just a very, very small one. And so, as I say, it's not easy to do that. And I don't think there is. In fact, I stand to be corrected, but I don't think there is another company out there that can offer you even a shear reactor or cavitation reactor of that small capacity, that where you can just take 2-3 kilograms of sample and conduct a full scouting study on the MACH, which is, in fact, that's the reasoning for having it in a test rig. Because if you can conduct a scouting study before you install a big reactor on the plant, your risk is almost, apart from a little bit of money for the test work, your risk is non-existent, because you're just doing test work separately in a lab, evaluating those results. If you like it, you can then proceed to the next phase, which is a full-scale plant trial or full-scale install. If you're happy enough with the results, you just go ahead and install it on the plant. But that initial testing costs you very, very little. And if it doesn't work, fine. You tried it, you walk away and try something else. So it was really to overcome that barrier to market entry, where people would say, look, it's a big leap of faith for us to go from nothing to fully fledged MACH reactors. And it's capital to install it, and we've got to convince our board or technical team, whoever it is that needs to be convinced. And so what these test rigs do is they offer that unbiased evaluation. And I say unbiased because it's leading me to my next point I want to make is GoldOre does not have a laboratory. So we use external commercial labs, external research laboratories, we use universities. We supply them with these MACH test rigs, which we don't charge for. So we supply the rig to them free of charge. We train their personnel on the operation of the rig. We also assist with scoping of test work, etc. So we're there to offer support. But when the test work is being conducted, we are completely hands off. So this MACH is being evaluated on your ore, but it's not being done by GoldOre.
Yes.
Okay, I trust myself. I'm very ethical. Other people may not trust. And I'm so passionate about the MACH, of course I'm going to say it works. What you want is an external third party who's got nothing to gain, who can do a scientifically precise evaluation and provide you with a report with a stamp and a letterhead from a research institute or a commercial lab. And now that is information you can take to your board, you can take to a technical team. You're not taking a report done by GoldOre, yes, on a MACH reactor which we build, which we are trying to sell to you or lease to you. What are you expecting? You're going to get a stunning report, right? I'm not saying I would do that, but you take that to anyone in your company who's got to make a decision, and they're going to say, who did this evaluation? It was GoldOre, in their own lab, in their own test rig, which they ran themselves. And why would I believe that? Why would I believe anything but it works? Of course, they're going to say it works. They sell the technology. So with us not having a laboratory, we're not at a disadvantage. We're actually offering the clients a very, very good, professional, unbiased avenue to do this MACH evaluation that can empower them then to go to the next level within their company. And it's a safe position for them to be in. You also mentioned something about scale up, and that is also a very good point. And it goes back to the scale of the MACH. So the MACH is a scale down. The laboratory MACH is an exact scale down model of the real thing. So whatever elements and geometrical and fluid dynamic components are in a big MACH reactor, that's exactly what's in a small MACH. Even though it's tiny, it's got the same elements in there. So from a fluid dynamic point of view, it's the same thing, just a smaller scale. So you would expect that there not to be such huge scale-up factors, etc., because we're not trying to approximate the working with the MACH with something else, or trying to simulate it. That's not exactly it. We're using a MACH reactor, right? Just a very small MACH reactor.
Yeah.
So the thing that comes with that, though, is those venturis that are just 3 millimeter diameter. It brings another element into it, which not a problem for me. I view it as a safety factor, safety net, because you get what they call capillary effects and wall effects that will happen because of surface tension, etc., on this very, very small venturi, which is a negative for the MACH. So in other words, what I'm saying is, with all of that in place, if you run test work and you get a positive result, you know for sure on a big reactor on the plant, you're going to get as a bare minimum whatever result you got on the test rig.
Okay.
And in fact, you got significant upside because those big venturis don't have those issues. They don't have capillary effects and wall effects because they're like small pieces of pipe. They're actually huge in comparison to the baby MACH. And so scale up is not an issue. In fact, there's a safety net built into it. And usually we just say, whatever you achieve on a lab MACH, that's what you will get on the plant. And you know, but if you want to really be careful, I suppose, you can apply a factor to that and scale it down further, you know, make it a little less attractive, just to be cautious.
Yes.
But otherwise, these test rigs offer a really good risk-free way to evaluate the MACH for your full-scale operation.